Hi, boys and girls. My name is Alyssa, and first, I'd like to wish you a happy career day. Thank you for letting me speak with you today from my bedroom. I hope that you are all staying safe, staying home, and enjoying spending that extra time with your families. So, I'm here today to talk to you about what I'm passionate about and the job that I'd like to do. One of the jobs that I get to do is being Miss Seashore Line, which is why I get to have a crown like this. Miss Seashore Line is a local title to Miss New Jersey. And if you've ever watched Miss America at home with your parents, you know that whoever wins Miss New Jersey gets to compete at the Miss America competition. So you'll see behind me a lot of sashes on the wall as I've competed over the years. Being Miss Seashore Line allows me to meet kids like you all over the state, all throughout the country, and make connections. The main reason that I'm here today is because my career ambition is to be a broadcast journalist. Now, you may have never heard that word before. It may be a fancy word, but it really means TV reporter, and I'm sure many of you have seen those when you're watching the news with your parents at home. We see these reporters week after week, day after day, giving us the news, and that's how we find out what's happening in the world. Growing up, I always loved to dance, I always loved to perform, and I felt like I was very good at speaking. But I learned that being a TV reporter is much more than meets the eye. It's not just being on camera and speaking in a microphone. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes. When I was in high school, I was on the Panther News Network, which was our daily news for my high school. I loved doing it because I got to spend time with my friends and I got to report everything that was happening in the school that day, from the morning announcements to what we were having for lunch, what field trips were canceled. Anything that the school needed to know, I was able to relay that. And I loved doing that because it was a lot of fun. It was very comfortable for me. When I decided that I wanted to pursue this seriously, I learned a lot. Now, this is career day, so some of you may be thinking, wow, she has a cool job. She wants to do something really cool. Well, before you rush into that, let me tell you a little bit about what it means to be a broadcast journalist. Let's talk about what journalism is all about. It's a lot of writing. When you're a reporter, you're trying to find the truth. You're trying to get the story to others, to relay information to them so that they can be knowledgeable about what's going on in the world. And it's more than just relaying those facts on TV in a microphone. You have to find the facts. You have to research the story. You have to interview people. You have to talk to people a lot. So if you're shy, this may not be the career that you might want to pursue. But journalism has so much to offer. As a journalist, you're a storyteller. Now, many of us have read a lot of stories, and I always enjoyed them as a kid. And that's one of the reasons that I wanted to become a journalist, because I wanted to tell other people's stories and influence people, try to be a good person, and do it for the rest of the world. As a journalist, your biggest goal is to find the truth. Always. You want to get to the truth. You want to find out what the real story is. And when you have to go on the news at night to report your story, you have to make sure that everything that you say is accurate and truthful and factual. So that's a big job, right? No one is giving you that information before you go on TV. You have to find it all yourself. So this is a big job. The education that you need to become a broadcast journalist or TV reporter is 4 years of college, what we would call journalism school. I recently just finished up my years at Rowan University, where I just got my bachelor's in journalism. And it was a lot of work. It was a lot of writing, a lot of learning, a lot of thinking and pushing yourself every single day. You have to be creative. You have to be curious. Like we said, we always have to want to find the truth. One of the big things that you'll work on in journalism school is your social media skills, which many of you, even though you are still young, you have social media. It's the way of the world now, and that's how we get information to people. That's how we as journalists and reporters find out what's happening, how we connect with people, how we schedule interviews, because we find them on social media. So when you're going to become a journalist, you have to learn what it means to navigate social media appropriately. You learn a lot about technology as well. You learn about editing and cutting videos. You also have to shoot your own videos. So you're taught how to go out with a very big camera that you have to carry all by yourself. You're getting those muscles big and strong. And you have to shoot the video and put it on a tripod while you then go on the other side of the camera and report the story. And then you have to pack everything up, go home, and then you have to edit the story and turn it in. So in college, you do a lot of sample projects where you can send in your story and your professor will give you feedback and tell you what they think and give you critique. You have to know social media and you have to know how to operate anything that's put in front of you. You also learn how to multitask, how to live tweet at the same time that you're interviewing something and videoing something. You have to be comfortable operating different forms of media all at the same time. The most important thing that happens for you in journalism school is brushing up on your writing, your English skills, as well as investigating leads and getting comfortable talking with people that you have never met before. You can't be shy. You have to be able to walk right up to people and ask them questions and hope that they'll be kind enough to help you. You always want to treat people the way that you want to be treated as a journalist. Probably the most important thing that I learned in my 4 years in college was the code of ethics that we as journalists have to follow. We have to take our job very seriously, and there are rules that we have to follow when we are writing stories. For instance, we always have to tell each side of the story. We can't just tell what we agree with or don't agree with. We have to be able to report a story and take our opinion out of it because it doesn't matter what we feel, it matters what the story really is. Another thing that I really suggest in your time in college is taking advantage of internships. It's one thing to go to college, it's another thing to put everything that you've learned into practice at a TV station. I was able to intern at a few TV stations like 6 ABC Action News, Fox 29, and Fox and Friends at Fox News in New York City. These were wonderful experiences where I learned how to take the things that my professors at Rowan were teaching me and put them into practice in a real news setting. And it taught me a lot. It's very important for us to have experiences like that where we learn if this is something that we can really do, something that we really want to do. It's important to know that there are a lot of pros with being a TV reporter, but there are also a lot of cons. So I'll start with the pros. You get to be on TV, that's a lot of fun. One of the things I love about it is that you're someone that people trust. They trust you. They watch you each and every night and they wait for your info. They wait for your story and they rely on the information that you're bringing to them. And that makes us as reporters feel special, that there are people who are relying on us to get them the facts. It's more than just being someone on TV. Another pro of the job is that you get to meet a lot of people. When I was at Fox and Friends, I got to meet some very cool people that I never would have met otherwise. I got to make connections, and it was a lot of fun. But like I said, there are cons, and that comes with any job. You are busy all the time. Unfortunately, you don't have holidays off. Once you finish college and you're searching for your first job as a TV reporter, you may have to move. You have to be okay with moving away to another city where you've maybe never been before. We often see the big reporters in Philadelphia or New York City because we live so close. But there are things called TV markets, and they distinguish how notable a TV market is based on the location. So, when I go for my first reporting job over the next couple of months, I will likely have to move to another state that I've never been to and start a job there and do what they call pay your dues. I'll have to spend a few years in a smaller TV market before I can come back to the Philadelphia and New York area and hopefully get a job here. Because I really want to do this, that's something that I'm willing to sacrifice. You should think everything out before you decide to do it because you have a lot of time. I changed what I wanted to do a lot growing up, and it's okay to change your mind. It's important to have days like this, like Career Day, where you get the opportunity to learn about what all of us do and really think about it before you decide. I'm so grateful that I was able to speak with you guys today. Thank you for listening. I really hope that it helped. Really think about what you want to do. You have so much time and you don't have to decide now. As it goes for journalists and TV reporters, just know it's not as glamorous as it looks on TV. But if it's something that you're passionate about, you can do it. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do something that you're passionate about because you absolutely can. Thank you again for listening today, and I hope that everybody stays safe.